In this lesson, we're going to be breaking down some escapes that you need to know. The first thing is we're going to look at the guillotine, right? If I'm here, the first thing I want to do is make sure, at least I'll bring one hand, try to tuck in my head as much as possible. The second one from here, if this hand is free, I can strike right into the balls, or, look at this. Yeah. I'm not even putting pressure, right? So if I'm here, right, boom, I drop the weight, I tuck in my head, and I pull the throat. I use this here as a pressure point, and I push into the throat. Even if he tries to resist, and I've tested this, it works almost 90% of the time, right? Because if I'm here, as I'm doing this, I'm also, as I'm pushing, as I'm pulling the arm away, I'm pushing and I'm putting pressure into here. All I need is enough space to do this. Once I do this, boom, I can establish chest to back, or once I do this, come over here, Costa, once I do this, boom, and I'm here, boom, boom, I'll try to strike. So depending on what I get. The second one I want to look at is a headlock. If he puts me in a headlock, the first thing I want to do is tuck in my head. I want to tuck in my head, I want to lower my center of gravity, that if he tries to move around, I'm nice and solid on my feet. Now, the next thing I want to do is bring this arm around and go into the eyes, into the, look, even if I did this. Again, we saw this in the pressure point lessons, where I'm here, I'm going to come here, I'm going to go boom. All I need is to open this up. Now, in reality, if I just go all the way, I'm going to drop him. From there, I can grab and come around, or from here, I can come here, boom, strike here, boom, strike there, and come around. Again, I always like trying to establish chest to back. So put me in a headlock. So if I'm here, drop my weight, boom, come around. If he's going to punch, go punch, boom, I'm going to have to bring my hands up, try to lock the arm here so he can't hit me, right? And once this arm is here, then it's easier for me to step back and come in. And again, look how I tuck in my head to make sure I got one arm, another arm, boom. This is when maybe I can use my leg here to sweep, or again, just from here, grab here and boom, boom, start striking. If he grabs me in a bear hug from the front, boom, and he's here, what do I have? Guys, headbutt. Boom, boom, boom. I got that, or I'll bite him in the neck. Guys, I always like to keep simple, direct moves. The more you wrestle, the more you have a factor of who's bigger, who's stronger. You want to get to your point of attack as quickly as possible. So your bear hug, the first thing I want to do is drop my weight. Why? So he can't try to move me, Costa. So one, the lower I am, the bigger my center of gravity, the stronger I am. Now, before I start getting into any kind of maneuvers, what do I have? Boom, his balls. What do I have? Here, if I do this, or if I grab the thumb, I'm going to go with all lock it, Costa. If I do this, yeah, you feel it, yeah, right? Now, everything works and nothing works. So I'm doing this. He's resisting. I can't get it. Boom, I strike the groin. Boom, I headbutt backwards. Now the thumb opens up. So never get attached to one move. You're attacking with as many moves as possible. But the most important thing is once I'm here, drop your weight, become heavy, find the groin. Maybe he's not going to let me go. Let's say he starts moving. I can't do this. Boom, oh, he forgot about the thumb. Look at this. Now I'm here. If I just grab it, boom, I'll break it. Once it opens up, I can elbow. The objective from here is to establish chest to back. It's for me to turn around. I can't keep fighting. So if I elbow here, boom, I'll come over here, bam, bam. And again, I'm always keeping a stick on him. The final last one is a choke. Now, I worked in clubs, guys, and I know people tell me there's no escape. No, there's not. The truth is, somebody like Davis Dos Santos, a MMA coach that I trained for 5 years, he puts you in a choke, 2 seconds, you're out. I worked in clubs, my choke was my number one or my second move to go to. First was across the face, the second was a choke. Doesn't matter how big you were, how strong you were. I knew that when I put in the choke and I lock it in properly, within 2-3 seconds, the person starts to get heavy. Okay? First thing is awareness. If I see the arm come around, I gotta boom. tuck in my head, bring my hand any way you can. Now, you might catch it here, you might catch it there, I might catch it here, I might catch it a little bit later. It really depends. But if I feel the body, go Costa, if I feel this, I'm doing this, whatever it is, one hand's there. Now, let's say he locked this arm, boom, he's here. What do I have? Boom, headbutt, boom, I'm gonna slip underneath. Anything to get him off balance. So I wanna tuck in my head, I wanna control and make sure, don't let him complete his move. Now in all these escapes we're looking at, rule of thumb, never let your attacker complete his move. Never let him go hand to hand or chain. Always break that. That's your first and most important thing when it comes to defending against any of these attacks, okay? Now let's say he puts on the choke. He's here. Right? That's how much time it takes. Now, I've covered this. There's a few things that you could do. Now, the first one, what I like to do is I want to draw the weight and as much as possible try to turn on the inside with my hip, right? I want to drop and drive in my hip. From there, I create an opening to strike the balls, headbutt. If I could come up with an elbow. The objective is for me to go against the shoulder rotation where I'm doing this. All I need, even if I just get this, is enough for me to go boom into the groin, for me to bite, for me to headbutt, for me to use my body as well. The second one I've seen, and it's a little bit hard for me to do it here, is to drop the weight on my knees and flip him off to the side. Now we can't do it here because we don't have mats. You're gonna tell me, yeah, Nick, but what would you do? I'll risk damaging my knees. The only thing with this is you need the space. You need the space and you need some kind of, if you're in a staircase, you won't be able to do it, right? So you need some kind of space to pull that move. So what it looks like is I'm here and I drop my weight and then I bring him down. Those are probably the most effective ones I've seen. Now come back, Costa, I've seen as well this over here where you try to go for the hand, but this one is a little bit harder. I'll tell you why. Number one, Costa's got his rear hand behind his neck, so for me to even get it to his hand, I can't. And he's not applying pressure, right? So go up against or drop into the hand. Now I've seen another one that I can cover where you do this and you try to come around, right? Where he opens it up and then boom, you do this. This is a little bit harder, I'll tell you why. Because it requires me to move the leg behind. Now Costa, let's say Costa, you wouldn't let me. That's what would happen. Now, it's all about transitioning. Now if I'm here, boom, now I got access to his balls. I also have access to sweeping him. Always remember to use that leg down. These are escapes, guys, you need to learn and know. Always basic. So always think about how can I go from weapon to target in a split second. And again, if I'm here and I see this, go put the guillotine, and I do this, boom, I'm gonna come here right away. I'm not gonna let him do it. If I see he's going for a bear hug, go bear hug, boom, my hands are gonna come up. Front bear. If I see the back, go for a bear hug, boom, I'm gonna open it, I'm gonna keep it here. If I see a choke, go for a choke, boom, I'm gonna intercept it right away. That's the most important thing you need to learn, is intercepting every single attack prior to it being able to complete. So intercept it with your hands, stick, drop your weight, and right away you gotta strike. Make him go defensive as quickly as possible. So I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. If you have any comments, any questions, leave them in the box. Make sure to subscribe, to hit the bell. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week.